On this day in 1888, Mick Dunbar scored the first hat-trick by a Celtic player in a competitive match. Tom Maley scored 3 goals against a Rangers 11 in Celtic's first ever match, a 5-2 friendly win in May 1888, but no Celtic player had so far scored a hat-trick in a competitive game. The meeting with Cowlairs in the second round of the Scottish Cup on the 22nd of September 1888 was a revenge mission for Celtic, who had lost to Cowlairs 2-0 in the Glasgow Exhibition Cup final on the 6th of September. The Dundee Courier, describing Celtic as the Glasgow Irish Roman Catholic combination, wrote on the 7th of September 1888, "The defeat was serious, as it was expected the Celtic, composed largely of Edinburgh Hibernians and Renton, would be invincible." It's said that the Cowlairs supporters in the 6,000 strong crowd at the Kelvinside exhibition grounds taunted the Celtic players mercilessly, and John Glass publicly swore they would be taught a lesson next time the teams met. Celtic had beaten Shettleston 5-1 away in the first round and were then drawn at home to face Cowlairs. The team that day was Dunning, Gallagher, McKeown, Willie Maley, Kelly, McLaren, McCallum, Coleman, Groves, Dunbar, Tom Maley. The Aberdeen Press and Journal reported on the 24th of September that play was rather wild and there seemed a want of concentration on both sides in the opening stages. But after Neil McCallum scored the first goal on 20 minutes, Celtic settled and Cowlairs were taught that lesson. Mick Dunbar scored with 2 headers in the first half, either side of a goal by Willie Groves, and they led 4-0 at half-time. The second half was a procession, with Dunbar completing his hat-trick and 3 more from Tom Maley, James Kelly and a second for Neil McCallum in an 8-0 win. Michael Dunbar played for Cowlairs from 1886 to 87 and scored for Scotland in a 7-2 win over Ireland in his only international appearance in 1886. He then signed for Hibernians before joining Celtic a year later in 1888. He spent 5 years at Celtic and was a regular pick until the emergence of the great Sandy McMahon in 1891. A creative and energetic inside left, his only weakness was that he didn't score enough goals, despite that hat-trick against Cowlairs. After retiring as a player in 1893, he was elected onto the Celtic Committee and became one of the original directors of the club on incorporation in April 1897. As secretary-manager, from 1897, Willie Maley worked cooperatively with Dunbar and James Kelly for many years on the playing side of the club. Mick Dunbar only played for Celtic for a short time, but as one of the Hibernians who moved to Celtic in 1888, he played a vital part in the establishment of the new club and ensuring its longevity. He served as a director until his death in September 1921.